Hi, this is Denise Mathew, and today I'm going to make these circle dangle earrings. They're very simple to make. All you do is make a circle and then an ear wire with it, and then before you close your circle you just add a bunch of charms, whatever you want. You could use regular charms, you could use charms that I made. I made my own charms here. Also a briolette in the center. You're going to need a fair amount of charms to make it a little bit bulky looking. Each one of these earrings has 16 little dangles. They'd be great even if you put like a feather in here and then just some dangles as well, like a feather charm or a leaf charm or something like that. So let's get started. I'm working with a 20 by 10 millimeter crystal here. You can use any type of bead, gemstone, or crystal, whatever you prefer. I have a 24 gauge wire. Put your wire through the bead. Bend it up on the side like this. And then just kind of bring it in like that a little bit. And then just match with the other side. You can use your pliers or your fingers, whatever you prefer. Now if this part is too long, the first part that you just bent, you can just trim it back a little bit. And then I'm going to compare it to the earrings I've already made, just to make sure that they're the right height. Because I want it to hang this way on my earrings, I'm going to make sure that I do the loop this way. I'm going to do a 90-degree angle and then just bring that wire right up around your pliers and bring your loop close to the two wires that you've already started with. And then once you have that done, you can take your chain nose pliers and start to wrap. Hold on to the loop and just start to wrap in those two wires together. So that's what you would have. I like to just hold it with my fingers at this point, so just continue to wrap down. I'm going to do a fairly neat wrap today. So I'm going to continue to wrap down, taking my time, so I have as much as I want. When I have what I want, I'm just going to take that same wire and then just bring it right up and around the top. So you're going right across the wrap that you've just done, and just do it maybe once or twice just to secure it. And then you can just trim that back. And tuck any wires in that might be sticking out, and so then you would have your wrap. To make your dangles, just you can just use any kind of head pin. I just have a bald head pin here. You can use a flat head pin, or you can just make your own head pins. And I will leave a link on how to do that. You can just slide that bead on, and then just do a 90-degree angle, and then just wrap right around. So this is what you would have. And then just grab hold of that loop and start to wrap the rest of that wire in. You can wrap it until it's all gone, but if you find it's more than you want, then you can just trim it back at the top. And then you can use your crimp pliers if you have them, just to tighten up that coil, or if you want, just plain chain nose pliers, whatever you have on hand will work. You're going to want to make, for 2 earrings, you're going to want to make 32 of these. You can use more or less according to how full you want your earring to be. Now to assemble the earring, it's fairly easy. You're just going to start, I'm working off the spool. I'm working with a 20 gauge wire. You could go up to a 22. I wouldn't go too much smaller than that, because you want it stability for your wire. You want it to hold up. It wouldn't hurt to use a half-hard wire as well, and if you don't have a half-hard wire, you could just use your wire straightening pliers to run it along the wire a couple of times to make it stiff. The other option is you could hammer the circle of your loop to make it stiffer as well. I'm not going to do that today. I'm using half hard wire instead. I have this really great mandrel type of thing. Now if you don't have one of these, you can use anything that's round. Just use it for both of your earrings so it's the same. You can adjust the circle to the size you want. The one I'm going to make today is going to be a 20mm circle. I'm just going to go around. Now one side is going to be the side that wraps around the circle, so it will be shorter, and then the other side will be the one that is going to be your ear wire. So that's going to be longer. So just wrap it right around whatever you're using. So this is going to be the one I'm going to wrap around the circle to close it, and this will be my ear wire. So usually about 1.5 to 2 inches is where you want to go with that part. So I'll cut that back, and this is what I'm left with. Now again, if you wanted to hammer it at this point, you could before you add your beads. But I'm not going to bother hammering. I'm just going to start to add my beads. You can use whatever colors you want. I'm using multicolors. If you wanted to use all the same colors, you could do that as well. I've used a garnet, amethyst, ruby, pearl, and then the same pattern again. Garnet. So now that I have the briolette on, I'm just going to continue adding the rest, and I'm going to do the exact same pattern. I've got all my dangles on, and now I just need to close it up. So at this point, I'm just going to take my chain nose pliers, and I'm just going to bend that right up like that. Okay, and you're keeping your circle. That's really important. You want to keep your circle. And then just start to take this shorter wire, and then you're going to wrap it right around, because now we're closing the circle. Just wrap it right around that ear wire, because this will be your ear wire. Wrap it around a few times. If you have too much wire, you can always cut it back. You don't have to worry about using it all, but it's better to have more than less, because at least you can cut it back. You're just going to make sure those coils are nice and tight. And you might want to cover your pliers if you're using them so they don't mark your wire. Cover them with masking tape or painter's tape, whatever you prefer. Or you can use, if you like them, you can use the nylon pliers. Take your ear wire, and I've made a good size ear wire, and just bend it over this Sharpie. So this is 2 inches, and this is how long the ear wire is. And then once that's done, finish your wire with either, and you can do that actually before you even bend it on the Sharpie. You can finish your ear wire so that, now this is a wire rounder tool, you can use that, or you could use a jewelry file and just file it so that it's not going to be sharp in your ear, or the other option is to use a nail file. Once you're done with that, you're just going to take your pliers and just take a little and do a little. Now if your hoop is not exactly the way you want, you can adjust the ear wire so that it's better. This concludes the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.